function people and different ones that have been doing.
Test 1, 2, 1, 2, testing 1, 2. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for your patience as we are, again, learning to do this over the internet. My name is Derek Rumble, and I have a privilege of serving as chairman of the board for the home here. And I just want to say greetings and welcome to you on behalf of the rest of the board members. And we hope that you and your families are doing very well. We live in this very strange time, as you all know, and sometimes our days just get occupied with the pandemic, the virus, the C-19, the new announcements for the day, and it's become very much the norm as we wait for new announcements from our ministries, from our guidance that we get from the province, and that we are able to pass those kind of good things on for the care of the people that you have lent to us because they're living here at the home. And we just want to share with you that we know the rest of the world is still continuing as we are thinking of people that should be at the home, people that are on our waiting list, those who are in need, who should be at the home here in Bering, because as you know, and as we know, this is the best long-term care facility in the country, let alone the world. So thank you for sharing us. I'd like to welcome our friends in the north who are watching. And again, for those that have questions, you're able to chat in the YouTube portion of the screen. And Shirley is going to talk to you just for a little bit. And then we'll try to answer any other questions that you have. And again, I just want to say thank you for your prayers, because we know that when my father, the good Reverend Rumble, had envisioned this with the members of the church, that there are members of that church living in this facility now. And we know that we are here because of a result of many, many generations of people praying for us, and we thank you for that. And as you lend us your loved one, we want you to know that we care for them like they're our own. We love them. And I will speak to you at the end just to say goodbye. But if you have any questions, just to put them in the chat line, and we will do our best to answer the questions. I'm going to turn it over to our administrator, Shirley Castle, who most of you know.
Thanks, Derek. Welcome, everyone. I hope you had a chance to see the pictures that we had up this week. These are all pictures that Jessica took over the last 2 weeks. So we wanted you to see how your loved ones are looking, I guess, and how they're doing. So there were lots of smiles, and I'm sure that it brightened up your day. So let's begin. First of all, I want to share with you that we are still COVID-free, and we do, as Derek said, appreciate your prayers, and we ask you to continue to pray for us. We are inundated with ministry directives, and I just wanted to show a little show and tell that this is my binder of ministry directives since we started the COVID outbreak in March. So as you can see, it's quite. There's quite a lot of stuff there. So we sift through that every day. And I wanted to talk to you today about one of the minister's directives. It's called COVID-19 Supporting Long-Term Care Homes. As we know, there's been a lot in the news about long-term care. So we have been directed, and I just want to share this with you. I hope we never go into outbreak, and this is not something that we would ever have to do. But in the case that we went into outbreak, we would be provided with support from the hospital, which it would include their IPAC team, which is their infection prevention control team. They would send in a team of staff to support us if we were having staffing issues. And of course, in that directive, it did state that the Canadian Armed Forces may be called upon too. As we know, they've been deployed to 5 different homes. So our response to that directive is, if it comes to that, we will always take help when we need it. So I wanted just to assure you of that. We do have our own pandemic plan, and myself and the managers and staff are meeting to talk about various scenarios so we can. It's hard to prepare for something like this, but at least we can have some plans in place. So I talked with the hospital the other day. They're putting together their teams as they've been directed to by the ministry. They're not there yet. They're still working on it. And as you know, This is all very fluid, and so everybody is just trying to keep up in real time with what's going on, and what's being said by the minister or by the premier might be something that is just going into place and is not actually happening at the moment. RVH sent their IPAC team to visit us yesterday. The idea is that they would come and help us and look for places where we weren't doing certain things in terms of infection prevention and control. I have to tell you that they loved the place. They liked the layout because we have so much space. And they said that we were going above and beyond in our infection control measures. So they were very pleased. They will be sending us a report. And if there's any recommendations, we'll certainly take them into consideration. Public Health has been in touch with us and have asked us to prepare for swabbing of all residents and staff, so that's testing. And then today we got a directive from the ministry saying that all homes in Ontario will be tested, staff and residents will be tested within 2 weeks. So I'm expecting that to happen next week. And I will send you an email when I know when it's happening, just so you're aware of what's going on. I'm sure you all heard about the $4 increase that goes to frontline staff. So we're really hoping that's going to help us in our recruiting, because we're still working on that. So I'm going to share with you what's happening in the staffing. So I'll give you a breakdown. So we have six staff that are on an LOA due to COVID-related issues. We have 5 staff that resigned due to COVID reasons. We have 2 that are on isolation, and we've had 2 people drop down from full-time to part-time. So on the upside, we've hired 5 students, and I think I mentioned this last time. They're in dietary with cross-training in housekeeping, and 1 in housekeeping with cross-training in laundry. So we've also hired 11 new PSWs. Some are PSWs, and some are 2nd or 3rd year nursing students. So that's really been an important project that we've been working on. 2 of our PSWs have finished their RPN course, so they're looking to become RPNs. So we're going to look and see whether or not we can, give them RPN positions, PSW positions, whatever we need. But we are still actively hiring, and I know that Chris will be interviewing someone tomorrow. So in terms of our screening desk, if staff do not pass our screening when they come into the building, they are sent to a testing center and are told to remain home until they receive the results. If they come back positive, then we would have to declare an outbreak in the home. To date, we've sent 15 people for testing. 12 have come back negative, and we're waiting on 3 more tests to come back. We have 2 empty beds in the home as of now. We are still required to admit people from the community. The hospital has put admissions on pause. But we have asked that the new residents being admitted must be tested, and their results must be given to us that they are negative before we will accept them. We've also asked for people that are not wanderers, because they have to be isolated for 14 days. So those are the conditions that we're bringing people in as of now. And our new admissions should be coming in next week. I just want to say thank you to so many people for the masks and gown donations. Last week we received an order of masks and gowns from the province. So we feel we're in a good position at the moment. However, if we were to go into outbreak, we would need more PPE, and we've been assured by the province that they would get it to us within 24 hours. So we're feeling a little bit more comfortable about that. I'd asked families if they had questions to send them to me, and I did receive a few, so I'm going to answer those questions now. And if there are more after this, we're here to answer your questions. So the question is, are PSWs wearing full PPE when they shower residents? So as we are not in outbreak, the staff are not wearing full PPE. We are providing masks as per the ministry's directive. Now, if a resident was COVID positive, they would be too sick to shower. So they would probably be getting a sponge bath or that kind of thing. And if we were in outbreak, the staff would be wearing full PPE when dealing with a COVID resident. Our residents being screened several times a day. Residents are monitored throughout the day for changes. Their temperature is taken twice a day, once in the morning and once in the evening, or as necessary. With so much talk about long-term care in the news right now, does BRHD have enough staff in case of an outbreak? So as I mentioned, we're still recruiting staff, and if we were to go into an outbreak and all our staff stayed and we're fine, we would be fine. We've looked at various scenarios, but we also know that, as I mentioned, the hospital, public health will also assist us if we need it, and it would be all hands on deck. Our staff and residents being tested. I mentioned that that's probably going to happen next week. Perhaps at the time that we're talking today, you could let us know if there are any things we could be doing to help you folk out in any way. Thank you for that. Thank you so much for your support. I know it must be hard not being able to come in and see your loved one. We appreciate your support. We appreciate the support we've received from families. It really makes a difference to everybody, to us and to the frontline staff. And if we need anything, we will reach out to you. Thank you. Have you thought about when the time comes, how you will open the home to visitors? And I know you're very anxious about this. The answer to that is we will be required to take direction from the ministry. Nothing has been mentioned but opening long-term care. I would imagine that it would depend on when they feel they have control of the virus in long-term care. I think we're a ways off. Do you have any suggestions how we can celebrate Mother's Day when we cannot visit? And they're suggesting FaceTime and Skype appointments over the weekend. So we are planning to do that for our residents on Mother's Day. We're going to have extra staff here to help if a family wants to Skype or FaceTime or a window visit. And I just want to say that if you do want to Skype or FaceTime, please book in advance with Amy so that we will have a booking schedule so we can do it for everybody. If you would like to send flowers or a gift for Mother's Day to your family member, please have it delivered by Friday so that we're able to give it to them on Sunday. Can there be a way to drop off essential items for our loved ones on the weekends as there is no one at the desk and you cannot use your card? So we do have a screener at the front door from 6 a.m. to 12 noon, and then again from 2 until 4 on the weekends. So it's just the same as it is during the week. Just drop off the item in the vestibule and it will be taken care of. And I can't thank you enough for your support and encouragement. It's just been wonderful. And I just want to say a big thank you to the Lions Club of South Barrie. They've provided coffee and pastries the last couple of weeks. And then to the family that provide pizza today, that was great. Thank you. We truly appreciate all of you. Thanks to those who have reached out to let us know that you are praying for us all. And that's really my update for today. But if there are any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Shane Donaldson says hello.
Hello.
And I think you answered the other question already, but there's no other questions for people.
So the billing is going out tomorrow, and in the billing is a letter from me, and it's just explaining to you what the protocols would be if we had to go into outbreak. So it's just going to list the kinds of things we would be doing, how we would be caring for your loved one, because I'm sure you're anxious to know what we would do in an actual situation. So that will be in the billing, which will go out tomorrow. And if there are no more questions, Derek's just going to close.
So again, if you have any other concerns, you can certainly email any of the staff here. What's become very apparent in this time of COVID-19, more than my own do-it-yourself haircut, more than this beautiful mess here, is that people are working very, very hard, and the senior staff and the management staff at the home really don't get a break because the days don't end. The the shift really goes from like 7 a.m. to the 7 a.m. the next morning, because there's always something to deal with. And we're very grateful that our frontline staff get to go home and recover and, rejuvenate, get some time there. And unfortunately, we live in a time where all of the decision makers and all the people that implement the policies, they don't get the break. And for me, and to say the people, there's other people sitting in this room that really have gone over and above, because ultimately they are responsible to make sure the people that are doing their job, the people doing their job right down to the very front line, it all happens because there's a very, very dedicated group of people that are living with a very, very simple life motto, is to make sure that today is better than yesterday, and we're going to plan for tomorrow to be better than today. And it's a real simple guiding light. If my dad was here and if my mom was here, I'm sure she'd be taking care of everything by herself. But she'd be sitting there going, that person sitting right here and that person sitting right here, they're far more important than you are, Derek. So make sure they feel that way. And we like to pass on to you that your loved one, they are the most important peoples. They are the most, let me start again, Amy. Your loved ones are the most important people that we have here under this roof. And we want to share that with you, that we will carry on providing the best of care for your loved ones. Stay well. It's not over, and all of us have a responsibility to act as if we are the single person that's going to be responsible for taking care of this C-19 problem that the country's facing. And if each one of us take down that responsibility, we will get rid of it, and we will get back to what the new normal will be. Again, like I say every time, thank you for lending us your loved one. We love them too. Take care and stay well.
Derek, I just thought of one more thing that I wanted to mention. I think it was Bill called me. You were asking about us putting a phone or some. So the problem is we have residents that their windows look into the courtyards. So the family members can't go up to their window, and the resident can't pick up their phone and have a conversation. So I was asked for those residents who have to go to the bigger windows, if I could put some kind of communication system in so that the families could pick up a phone and the resident could pick up a phone and they could look at each other and talk. So we're working on it. We had to order a part, our IT guy's doing it. So it's kind of above my pay grade. I don't really understand when he asks me questions. When he asked me, can I put a hole in the window? I said, no, other than that, we'll see. So that's coming. And that, I hope, if it works on the one side, then we'll put it on the other side. So stay tuned for that. Thank you.
So just before we wrap up, thank you, Michael Bates and Bobby Norris and Julie Service for your terrific and encouraging words. Thank you. And Nancy is asking if the videos will be posted. Yes, they will be. Apparently it's on my personal YouTube channel. So I will give Shirley the links to them, because and again, I apologize. I know you can't see me saying all this, but we will figure it out. But they are posted, and we will make them available to you. So, and again, thank you very much.
Bye.